Hello everybody, this is Reagan and I'm your RV Traveler's Voice. And today we're going to be talking about the installation of the Oxygenics Body Spa RV Showerhead. So let me start by saying we currently have the showerhead that came with our Wildwood 29V Bud, the stock showerhead. That's worked okay for us for about the last year, but it just doesn't put out a whole lot of water. And we're going to use a little misfortune as our excuse for upgrading. Our misfortune was during this last winter cold snap, we came out here and checked the shower head, and actually one of the connections cracked, and I'll show you that crack right now. So our misfortune was a crack to this connection here. Now, while we had drained the shower head fully during the winter, I think the extreme cold weather just got the best of this plastic fitting, and it cracked, and of course lets water escape, doesn't hold anything. So that's going to be our excuse for swapping out this head for the Oxygenics head. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that we have the water turned off. So I'm going to check both fittings, make sure they're turned to the off position. So both are in the off position, and we're just going to simply unscrew the hose from the shower head fixture. So it's pretty simple. We don't need any special tools. It's just hand tighten, and you have to be careful with these plastic fittings just to hand tighten those, not use any wrenches on those, or they will crack the overall fitting itself. So that's it. That's simple. The shower head has been removed. Now I'm going to remove the holder for the shower head, and we just need our handy dandy screwdriver here with the square tip bit. Okay, so before we install the shower head, I took everything out of the packaging, and here's what we have. We have the replacement hose, we have the nice wall holder here, we have the screws for the wall holder. Now it looks like these screws are going to be too long, so I'll have to find some shorter screws. They do provide in here some double stick tape that you can just attach it with double stick tape, but I'm going to find a shorter screw just to hold it up to make it a little more permanent. We have the instructions. We have a little bit of plumber's tape here as well to wrap around the threaded fittings, and we have the shower head and the flow control valve as well. Okay, so now we're going to reattach the wall holder, and I've got my screw ready. I've also put the double stick tape on the back side just for an extra, call it belts and suspenders approach, to hold this to the wall. Okay, now that I've got it placed on the wall with the double stick tape holding it in place, we'll go ahead and put the screw in. Okay, and now we put the actual holder onto the wall. Now the holder can be easily adjusted just by loosening it up. You can slide it around all different directions and retighten it where you actually want it placed. So now we're going to assemble the hose and the shower assembly out here, and then we'll take it in and put it in the shower. First thing, we're going to use this plumber's tape, Teflon tape, and it says to put 3 or 4 good turns in a clockwise fashion on the threads. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to pull any extra plumber's tape from around the edge. Make sure none get up in the shower, into the shower head. So we have the plumber's tape nicely applied, none around the edges to get up in the head. And we're now going to apply the valve, the on-off valve. Hand tighten. Again, these are plastic fittings, so you want to hand tighten those. Don't want them to crack. So we have a good, nice fitting there. Next, we're going to apply some more plumber's tape, Teflon tape, around these threads. In a good clockwise fashion. 1, 2, and 3. Winding it around tight and taking off any excess strings. And we're going to attach the hose. One end of the hose attaches directly to the valve. Again, hand tighten. Turning it clockwise. Okay, now we're ready to go into the shower and apply this end of the hose to the fixture. So I've already applied the plumber's tape, the Teflon tape, around the shower fixture here. And all we do is simply attach this end of the hose. Again, hand tighten. Don't tighten too much so as not to crack the plastic. So now it's time to test out the shower. We're going to turn it on and check the fittings to make sure they don't leak, and test this valve as well. Nice warm shower, good solid flow. By flipping the switch here, we actually restrict most of the flow. There is still a slight trickle out of this. As I say, that's a feature of the shower, just so you don't get blasted with either all cold or all hot when you turn it back on like the old shower. This one keeps a small trickle going so that it keeps the temperature. When you turn it back on, you're immediately back at the old temperature. So there you have it, the quick and easy install of the Oxygenics RV shower head. Hope you enjoyed our video.